It's another advanced Dutch door setup today. And if you would like to see how this all comes together and what techniques I'm trying today, keep it right here. What's up, everyone? This is Priya here. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning. And if this is the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Here I share tips, ideas, and inspiration to make your planner and journal spreads pretty and functional. So this is the last setup I have on here, and this is my B5 journal, and this is a Spring Love sticker book. So it was really fun to put this together. And now let's turn the page, and I'm putting my paper clip so that it can be nice and secure there. For now, I'm going to use, I was debating between this one and another collection, and I have my tools and scissors, all of that within reach. So I'll be using this collection. And this is a B5 journal from Archer and Olive. And my code Priya10 can be used for 10% off at Live Love Posh, Archer and Olive, Planything, and a few other shops. And I will have all that information down in the description. I know the sticker book, as of the time of filming and editing, it is still out of stock. But if there is a restock happening, I'm told that is coming soon. I'll have all that information down in the description. So I have a whole bunch of washi tapes, both from neutrals, black and white, and a whole lot from Live Love Posh. And I also have this fruits and florals from Live Love Posh, which is also in stock when I last checked. And if you like these kind of setups and would love to see more from me, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification so that you can be sure you do not miss out on any of those. And please make sure that you check out the other setups which are already on my channel. And I did count the number of pages I need. So I'm starting, I think, from the front this time, because I work both ways. So I'm trying to see what other elements I can bring in. And yeah, there was, that didn't quite like, I didn't quite like how it looked. And yeah, working from the front made more sense. And I do have the number of pages I need counted roughly in my mind. So I'm starting with this page, and I think, yeah, those hummingbirds and that board made sense when it is at the top of the page and not somewhere in the middle hanging out of nowhere. So that is our, I think there was a small misprint with this one. So that is that sticker. And again, this was one of the very first collections that caught my eye, but I did not use it in the beginning. If you saw my pastel collection, that was the very first one. I surprised myself. And this is a great summer sticker book. And if you have other sticker books, summary ones from Live Love Posh, I think this one was a bit different with a mix of big and smaller stickers and smaller elements. And I think, yeah, moving that was a good idea. And the black and white washi, I think, will go very well here. And I'm going to be using this checkered pattern one, and this is part of the black and white washi tape set. And now onto the Dutch doors. So let's just make sure I secure that, because I have cut through ribbons, these bookmarks before, so I would hate to repeat that. So I decided to just secure that within the unused pages so that it would not interfere with the pages while I'm cutting. And that is our washi tapes cut off from top of the elements. And now I'm cutting around here. And this did start off as a very normal kind of spread, and you will see how and where it actually just took off. Because I was planning to keep it again, maybe a moderate difficulty level, and I did not like how it was coming together. So I just decided to take a small detour, and that is how this turned out to be an advanced Dutch door. And again, please bear with me, it is a bit on the longer side, my longest till date, I would say. And I usually don't like to do it, but since a lot of you really wanted me to do longer videos, I just gave in. So that is our next element. And I think, yeah, that made more sense. And we will also come and add a tiki hut here. And have you been to the pool this summer? Or have you been to the beach more? I have a mix of beach and pool spreads, I guess, this time. And this sticker book has both. So it is nice to mix it in. And there are some of these collections also. And I also want to bring in some colors which are a bit more neutral so that the brighter colors can also pop. But I think I'm going, yeah, let's just reposition that fire pit. And I almost put down this neutral washi tape. No, that was not quite appealing. So let's switch to the brighter shades. And this is, yeah, that looks about right, especially with that black and white washi on the first Dutch door. And that small scissors you see and the paper clip I used on the journal, those are from Journal Say, and my code Priya can earn you 8% off when you shop Journal Say, and it can usually be stacked on top of sales, so you get an additional discount. And have you checked out the other summer releases lately? I know Planything just came out with their June subscription box. As of the time of editing, that's where I'm at. Just in the midway through June is when I'm doing this. I'm not sure when you will be watching this. It could be in July or August, because I'm trying to film and edit and schedule my videos for the next 2 months for the time I will be traveling. So that is our next Dutch door. And yeah, lots more subscription boxes would have dropped. Maybe middle of July and the middle of August even may have dropped. And this is, yeah, that looks quite nice. I love when the elements just start building like so. And I have been trying different layering techniques, if you notice. And let's now try and build the back pages. Some of those are symmetrical, some are not, so I might have to move those a bit up or down depending on what I have. And I don't like how I have to trim the wings off of those hummingbirds, so I decided to go with an entirely different element. And the seating area looks okay for that space. So I'm just using that. And we have the pool and the fire pit and the tiki bar. I think those elements should be okay because there is not much asymmetry going on. So I think you must be wondering why I try and use the same set of stickers, but it is less thinking process because it's the same thing. And if you are somebody who likes to save one of these pages for a future spread or a future journal setup, I would suggest you mix and match the other elements and try to match the shapes you have going on. I think that is a good space for those sandals right next to that. And that will take off that weird white space there. And we will come and do the washi tips. And yeah, keeping it very simple. That's what I mentioned earlier. These started off very modest and simple and just the same things before it just took off. So we have another Dutch door. And as you can see, I'm using these washi tapes quite well. So I think I might have to order these again because I'm just using these rolls are thick, but yeah, I've been using the bright colored washi tapes quite well. Yeah, that looks nice. I try to go back and check and make sure the appeal is still there and to the level I'm looking for. So next we have some more of those cool side elements like the floats and the candles and the grill and maybe a few of the swimwear and stuff. Yeah, we definitely need one of those cocktails or mocktails. Yeah, I personally do not drink cocktails, so mocktails would be my favorites. Let me know what your mocktail or cocktail is. I like to try new mocktails, and Bloody Mary, the virgin one, is what I like normally. And if there is something really interesting that looked appealing, that sounded appealing in the menu when I'm going somewhere, I will definitely try it. And I do love my drinks a bit with a spicy kick to it, not the alcoholic kick. I love a touch of spice in my drink, so that's why the Bloody Mary and all that would really appeal to me. So let me know if you are in the same boat and what your favorite drink is. So that is the next Dutch door. And that looks interesting. Just enough space for maybe a coat or something. And we can fit that in with just some space to spare. And that's the next Dutch door. And please check out a tutorial I have for the gyro cut, which is a paper cutting tool I'm using. And that's been a game changer. And if you are somebody new to gyro cut, Please make sure you check that tutorial out. I've been told that it's been quite useful to a lot of beginners. And of course, you do need to practice, and practice makes everything perfect. So just keep practicing, and before you know, you will be cutting like a pro. So that's our next Dutch door, and we will also go ahead and yeah, is there something I want to include along with this collection? But yeah, I thought I would just keep it just for this collection with this one. And I also grabbed some of the other elements, some of the other sticker books, in fact, which I happen to have in my stash. And I almost started pulling stuff from here. And yeah, and then, yeah, sometimes you do have this confusion in your mind if you should pull from other elements, right? And yeah, I think we will go ahead and start prepping the page behind, and then we will get to the more advanced pages. And you will see what I did here. So let's start with these elements which are for the other side. And it went pretty well, as in the symmetry was okay, maybe just at the bottom we had some stickers going off the page, and then we had to kind of cut it to where, yeah, there, and then let's just use that scrap to fill some of that area. And the swimsuit could be laying down on a different angle, right? It's fine. And that's our next washi tape and the next Dutch door complete. Let me know how you're liking this, because until now, I think the process has been very simple. And let me know in the comments if you have done something like this before. And are you feeling adventurous to try some new advanced techniques? Because I started off again with very humble intentions and then it just took off. And I was just trying to see if I can build another Dutch door. And yeah, you see how it is all starting to come together. Yeah, there I go. And let me know if you have tried something like this. You will see the process now. And once I start setting up the elements, you will see how I'm planning to kind of combine it with what we have going on. And yeah, something a bit smaller. And again, I did not want that to be visible from the front, so that's the reason I decided to do it this way. And we have the next set of elements. No, I think I will just stop with that. And then, yeah, let's just trim around here. And before that, we need a base for the bottom part. So I want it to be hidden, and you will know why. Just where it meets. And then we have, these were all from Live Love Posh. and I had picked this up. This was part of a posh box, the fruits and florals posh box that came out. And these were all available individually at that point. And this is definitely from a couple of years ago. And the washi tapes I know are definitely sold out. The sticker book is still available. And I'm just going to cut around that set of stickers. And can you see how it is all coming together? And just making sure I cut in between all those really well, because sometimes it goes to the top of the stickers, and that's when the elements do not want to come out entirely. So that is our washi tape. I'm just putting them a bit more straight because as I looked at it, I thought it looked a bit crooked. Yeah, sometimes it just does not want to listen. And there goes our Dutch door. And you see how perfectly that lined up. And what do I do for the top part? I wanted something, yeah, I almost started cutting the inside portion. And then I'm going to, yeah, I did not like how it was just floating in midair like a ghost. No, that did not, yeah, that looked incomplete to me. So now we will, once we have that sorted, I just went with, yeah, just there. And I'm going to kind of make sure I trim off just a tad bit just behind there so that it will not be visible. And now what? I wanted something in black. So that was my thought process. And I tried to make do with other elements I have going on. I just decided to give it a break for now, and then we will get to the top part of that Dutch door before we come and finish it off. And yeah, that looks more like the size we need. We're looking for, yeah, roughly that same size. And that looks about right. So let's just do that here. And yeah, let's just use those towels on the other side. And we will come and decorate the other side of the Dutch door for sure, but let's figure out the front portion first. And I'm trying to make sure that I use the same elements I used for the other page because I would rather use it here and not be worried about the elements having been used up in the other setups. So let's just finish that part before we can get to more of those Dutch doors. There will be another Dutch door coming, but yeah, let's just make sure we have these elements to fill in that space. And we will go with the same, yeah, we will go with that same kind of setup for the bottom part also. And I'm going to use the same set of washi tapes. Just trying to make sure I hold it down very well. because sometimes the pages just don't want to. And yeah, so that is the next part of the washi tapes. The washi tapes part of the Dutch door all completed. So that's our first kind of peekaboo window. And then I want to do another Dutch door, and we will have more drinks this time. And these elements are just perfectly sized for something like this. And there are these popsicles, which looks nice and bright. And we have those two, and we have some of those pool chairs, and we have this bottle. It could be any drink. And we have this reclining chair. And I think we will need a couple more elements to go behind that beach bag with the bottle in there. So we will bring in a couple of butterflies now. Yeah. And of course, we have that I think that goes with the whole thing, the whole theme we have going on. And now let's cut this Dutch door. I mean, this came out very, very different from what I had thought it would be, but I don't mind that at all. I loved the creative process, and I really liked how it all came together. It was very different from where I had envisioned and where I had started, and how I had gotten going. And then all of a sudden, it looks very, very, very different and advanced. So that is our next washi tape stretch, and I'm keeping it very, very simple, very similar, just so that even here you do have a balance of colors and patterns, and not to overcomplicate things if I don't have to. You know what I mean? So that's our next kind of Dutch door, and once we get to there, we can use the scissors. Yeah, and we will now come and cut inside those pages, not pages, that page, just making sure that I'm not cutting into any of the other elements that are going on. And that looks nice, and yeah, the shape looks very weird, but I think it does come together very, very well. And I will be coming and adding some finishing touches to the elements we have. Yeah, so yeah, that looks nice. And it really is forcing me to think outside the box. And because I think we are doing enough advanced stuff here. And let me know if you have tried something similar, if you have thought about something similar. And this just evolved, if you saw what happened, right? It is just that I had no intentions of doing this at all when I started off. And this just came about while I was doing it. And I don't mind that at all. I think it came out very unique. And yeah, let's just finish off some of those symmetrical elements. And there are quite a few finishing touches that we have to do before we can really call it a spread. And going with that pool element. And finishing off the top part with those washi tapes. Again, I'm almost exhausted with the roll. And sadly, these are not available. Let me know if you have this in your stash. I know a lot of people had bought the Posh box, or even if it was individually picked up. I know a lot of people, it was quite popular. That Fruits and Floral sticker book is still one of my all time favorites from Live Love Posh. And now we have some actual proper bigger scenes to go behind there. Yeah, I think that looks good with that slide. The water slide, I think, goes perfectly there. And we have another pool scene. There could be multiple pools, right? Even our community here has two pools, and it is a great, depending on how big you want the pool to be, it is, you get to choose. We have a bigger, much wider Olympic level kind of length. And there is a more kiddie kind of pool with a smaller adult pool. So I think it's totally possible that there are two pools in the same area. So let's now bring in some of these bright orange florals. I think this does go very well with these pool scenes. And I'm just going to decorate around the last page, around the elements next to the last page, and whatever is visible from the front is what I'm decorating. So that is why you see me go along the outer edge, and I'm picking elements which would fit or go well with the space we have available. And I definitely need some quotes to go along with this. And there are a couple of these clusters left. And these are the clear stickers. I might have to bring in the paper ones also from the same collection, because we do have a lot of space, white space to fill, but we don't have that much of the stickers in that. So we have this. I thought I would bring in something in this color. I thought, yeah, that's just too soft right next to these bright colors. So here is our best bet. And I'm going with these strips, which are perfect for the size we have, and one there and one on the next Dutch door. And I think that was the perfect lace washi that I could have asked for. The size is perfect, the shape is perfect, just enough length to cover our Dutch door. And I really love how just that small strip of black lace washi makes everything else pop. I've noticed that in many of my spreads even before. It's unbelievable what that small strip does. So now let's get to some of these longer strips now, lace washi strips. And I think this will be our best bet. And since this is a B5, we might have a small area either at the top or bottom when it will have like a sharp line. If I can lay that down straight. First I thought I will just go this way, but then I thought, yeah, let's just go this route. And we do have, yeah, no, that's just not happening. And I think we will need to bring in some other sticker to cover up that sharp line. And yeah, I think that's all the lace washi that's needed. And when I last checked, all of these sticker books from Live Love Posh are still available. I'm not sure if the Summer Love is back in stock, but I will update you as and when I get any information on that. And since these are all clear stickers, that really looks weird, especially, yeah, that's just not right. We need something to cover up that part. It will happen, and I'm just not going to overthink it. Now let's decorate the rest of the space. And we will definitely come back with clusters. And what else do we need for this page? And we will have, yeah, some of those smaller elements are definitely usable. So I'm just trying to make sure I line up the pages just so that I can see where exactly those elements should be put down. And I also need another bigger element for the top peekaboo window. And I'm going with this scene here. And again, since I'm right handed, this is very weird for me, but yeah, we will make this work if it lets me do it. Yeah, it just does not want to obey. Yeah. So one of those, I think, I did not want it to be overlapping with the lace washi tape strip. So we have all these butterflies flying around, and we do have, yeah, I almost placed it there, but it did look very, very weird. So I'm going to be using some of the paper stickers to bring, yeah, we will fill some of that middle white part, the area, small area that needs a bit more of a decoration. And which other sticker book? Or, yeah, this one has lots of these colors which we could bring in. And that's the spring allure. And I think that does have a lot of perfectly complementing colors, but I'm using this one from the Summer Elements. And I'm sorry, the Summer Elements sticker book is sold out currently, but you do have lots of other summer sticker books in stock. And that is our washi tape. I tried to bring in the washi tape like so, just for a small pop of color and without interfering too much with the whole other setup. And yeah, I think I will use something, yeah, that's just a bit too big. And again, I'm trying to see if there are any of the paper stickers that I can bring in. And yeah, There we go. We just hit jackpot. Yes, we will have some of those there. And we now know what exactly can go right there, if it can be a bit bigger, of course. Let me know how you're liking this process. And if you have tried combining these, like it was a very obvious combination, I think, the fruits and florals and all of these summery fruits. I remember when we were traveling once, it was, of course, winter, but we were driving along the Amalfi Coast in Italy and we got the freshest oranges right near the road. We were driving on the highway and we had the juiciest, the sweetest, the freshest of produce right there. We would stop and then it's all anyway peelable, so we didn't bother washing it in great detail, but you can always peel off the skin and you're good to go. So we would have stopped at least half a dozen times during our trips there in just what, 4 days, 5 days. That's all we got. But yeah, that was some of the juiciest oranges I've had in my life. And you do have that in the winter too. And we had the best oranges and even, I forget, we did have a great time buying the fresh produce like the carrots and lots of yummy fresh vegetables and fruits. So there goes our hummingbirds right there. And now I think we will bring in some of the boxes from this sticker book. And I'm just going to combine the different sizes and colors because all of these colors are definitely present in the spread. So I don't have to overthink it. If I can have that down straight. Now a tad bit to the left. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, sometimes you think you put it down straight, but then a second later you look at it and it looks kind of crooked. So that is something that happened here. And we will also come and do the clusters now. And this is a great time to use up all of your boxes if you are somebody who likes boxes in your journal. And again, trying to make sure that the same elements don't repeat on the same page as it opens. So that is one simple principle that I like to follow. And that is all there is, just mixing in or bringing in different elements from the different pages, just trying to kind of combine elements together. And that would be, yeah, just a bit overlapping onto the washi tape. Such fun, bright and cheerful colors. Yeah, let's just put it this way because otherwise that element just does not sit properly there. And let me know how you're liking this setup. And let me know if you are planning to try anything similar in your setups. And please do share pictures with me. Just tag me or DM me, whatever you're comfortable with. I would love to see what you come up with because I do see lots of people who tell me that I inspire you to try something new. And I would really, really love to see what you come up with because everyone is creative. You just don't know until you try it, right? So I really would love to see all your creations. And it is going to, just some of these elements that, I'm using up my boxes really well, if you can see. And we all have, I think, adequate amount of sticker books that are being used or that we have in our stash. So using up the boxes in any and every way possible is always a good idea. And that's a good excuse to buy more, right? And by the time, I believe, by the time this video is up, my craft space tour, I don't have a craft room, so that's why I'm not saying a craft room. My craft space tour should also be up. And it will be, I hope I've not filmed it yet. I hope it will be something you would love. And let me know if you have watched it already. If not, I will link it in the description. I can't wait to hear what you guys think about it. I know it's a no judgment zone, please. Come on, let's face it. We all have lots of stationery. So it's a totally no judgment zone. You can't judge me on that. And I think, it is coming together quite well. And I will be going and adding the washi tapes. Not to every page, but I think it does need some sprinkling in here and there. And I'm going to round the pages, round the corners rather. And whenever there are bigger elements, I don't think you can. But otherwise, I would love to round the corners most of the time. But in some setups, I leave it as such. And I will now go ahead and add a couple of quotes and maybe sprinkle in some more of the fruits and florals. I don't think there is anything that's needed. So just trying to, just some white space that needed to be filled and just straightening that. And I think that will be enough. Yeah, that looks more or less okay. What do you think? Yeah, that looks nice and bright and cheerful. I thought I was entirely done, and then I realized I haven't added any of those quotes at all. Yeah, there has to be a point where you decide that's enough of those stickers. And I was just not there. As you can see, I was just keeping on adding and adding and adding. And since I've been removing and putting it back in the sticker book, the glue started to come off. So I just stuck it down using the Tombow Dots adhesive. And next, that washi tape also was starting to curl up. So now let's throw in some quotes and we will be done. So please come follow me on Instagram. I do share more spreads and more sneaks, even if they don't quite get YouTube videos. And please check out the other setups I have on my channel. And please make sure you make use of the summer releases and the summer sales that usually happen in the months of June and July and possibly August. So, any information on that from all the different brands that I love to shop from, I will have it in the description so that you can check it as well. And yeah, I think that is, yeah, some spaces need bigger coats, and I just like to see what goes where. And that's all I'm doing here. And yeah, let me know what you think. And I really love how it all came together. It was definitely on the longer side. And this one is almost close to an hour. I can't believe myself. And this is as very, very close to the real time I actually spent on it. So you will get to see what I'm doing. And yeah, I just sped it up a tad bit. That's all. And I think that's a spread. That's a wrap. And yeah, some of those I'm kind of repositioning because some of those look really, really big compared to the space we have. And we need something smaller that looks perfect for that space. And I think that's a wrap. And let me know which element is your favorite from what you see here and what your favorite summer fruit is. I can't wait to hear. I think of mine would be cherries and blueberries. Those are the favorite two. So, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.